Hello students, today I will explain you a story, The Blue Bead. Nora Burke was a well-known English novelist and non-fiction writer. Non-fiction writer means her literary works were based on real facts, not on imagination. Her father was a forest officer in India, so she spent her early childhood traveling through the Indian forest on elephant back, and she got inspired for writing from those experiences. In this story, there is an exciting jungle adventure, an encounter between CB, a 12-year-old girl, and a crocodile. Writer makes use of suspense to make the story alive for the reader. Let me explain you in the story little about the crocodile. Crocodile used to live in the shallow water, means where the water is not deep, among the stepping stones. Stepping stones means on which the person used to cross the river. And the length of the crocodile was twice the length of a tall man, and he used to live in the water where timbers come from the forest when they were cut down, and they were thrown in the rivers and they come to the plain areas. And he comes out of the water, raising eyes out of the water, and then raised nostrils for breathing the clear sunny air. And his upper part is of blackish brown color, and belly part is of yellowy white color. And he belongs to antediluvian saurian, means he belongs to very destructive force, and he is very violent and powerful, and he has a evil bony smile. It is said that perhaps 100 years ago, when the sun had hatched him in the sandbank, he had broken his shell, and he got his head out and looked around, and by nature he was ready to snap at anything. That was his nature. And he used to eat birds and fish, and he stored the food till it putrid in the holes. Putrid means until it get decomposed, means a foul smell comes out of. And tepid water means he used to live in the warm water, and where he used to eat raw food, and due to which he is of great length. Even his skin was 1 inch thick, even the bullet shot bounce off over it, and only his eyes and belly part was soft, and he used to come out on the sandbanks to get the sun warm. And when he finds any kind of danger, then he again get into the water. He mostly fed on fish, deer, monkey, and duck, and other pie dog full of parasite. These are of the kind of the insect which get their food from the other animals without killing them. Even they go to the burning hearths, where they get half burned bodies of the Indians thrown into the river. Beside him in the shallow, means in the shallow water, he lay waiting, just like a flashlight, just like a blue gem, but actually it is not a gem. It was a sand-worn glass that had been rolling in the river for a long time, and it was perforated, means there was a cut right through it, and that is just like the neck of the bottle. So that is blue bead. And bead is a kind of a small ball, a piece of glass having a hole in the center. Now girl Sibia, she's living in a mud house, and she's a starving child, and she's wearing color dragged clothes. She used to eat chapati, and in chapati she's having a green chili and rancid butter on it. Rancid means sour butter. and she's having the very ebony means dark hair and great eyes, and her skin is of brown cream color. She's a mature child woman, and she was born to toil. Toil means to do the hard work throughout the life. And she was had never owned even one anna. Anna is the one uh, uh, denomination of the money used in the past, just like you can say copper coin. So when she went to the bazaar, there she saw the blown glass beads, just like the stars. She saw the glass bangles also, and she went to the bazaar along with her parents and brothers and other miling people. Means number of people went over there, dogs, monkeys, and idle people spitting here and there Beetlejuice, and even the bull having the bell around his neck, and he was moving through the dust and making hubbub, means making large sound. Then she used to stand before the sweet meal stall and to watch the honey confessions, and where dust and flies was there. And even she smelled wonderful above the bad smell of the drains and cheap cigarettes. And at home she used to taste the wild honey and the stalk of sugar cane, and that was of green and magenta color. And in the market she saw the new cotton cloth on which there was the stamp of the tiger's head, and its smell was wonderful, as that cloth has come directly from the mills. And she saw a number of things in the market: silver thread work on the cloth, even the looking glass embroidered on the border, even Kashmiri traveling merchant carrying the silk of cream color, even the small box which was having a bell, and yellow wool chicken jumped out of it, that from that box. And there was no end to the wonders of the world. And from her birth to death she was made for only work. She did number of works. She husked corn, means she separated the seeds from the plants and gathered sticks, put animal dung to dry, cooked, weeded, and brought water and cut grass for the fodder, means for the animals. She used to go with her mother and some other woman to get the paper grass from the cliffs, means from the rocks above the river, and then they sell it to the agent, and then he again dispatched it to the paper mills. So whole day woman worked hard, and while that agent was simply sitting on the silk cushion and smoking a hookah. So she was always carrying sickle and homemade hay fork beside her mother, and when she came back she was a little tired, and because she had to carry a load on her shoulders. Some of the women were they were wearing lal beaks and signing scarlet seeds. Scarlet means the red color of seeds at one end. So they were grown in the jungle, and it was the best to have the new necklace each year, because the old one were faded. And even she used to make the hole in the center using a red hot needle, and women used to wear the anklets, earrings, nose rings, and bangles. So, and she used to go near the Gujar encampment where the Gujars live, and they were nomadic grazers, means they used to move along with the animals. They were totally dependent on the animals, and they were producing milk, butter, and even there was no one to buy their young male buffaloes for the tiger bait. So cattle killing tiger was making no sense for himself, and then they used to move from that place. Yeah, when their grazing area was over, then they used to move from that place. Gujar women wore tight wrinkled at the ankles, and they were wearing silver rings made out of the melted rupees. And the men and boys, they were going to the market to sell their produce like milk and butter. And some old weak buffaloes, they were only at the house. So Gujars, they were junglis by nature, and Sibia too was born in the forest, and number of centuries their ancestors lived over there, and they totally depended on the animal from grass and the trees. So they scratched their food together and stored in the substance in the large herds in the other silver jewelries. So they were the man in the wandering pastoral age, ruler age, and not of the stone age, and so they were not cultivators. Take out page number 98. Here the woman used the stepping stones to cross the river to get the grass from the other side of the river from the rocks. And while moving, they made a lot of noisy crowd, noisy sounds, so that crocodile might frighten. And they used to carry sickle and forks on their shoulders, and but the big crocodile did not move, even they make the sound, and they safely cross the river. Then there were a number of turtles and crocodiles and kingfishers in the river, and Sibia, when Sibia was working and wind coming across the 100 miles of river cooled her sweating body. Then she looked down at the river just as if she were a bird, and then she used to make little balls molded of the clay over near the river. And then again her mother used to call to help her in her work. Again, while coming after cutting the paper grass from the cliffs, when they used to come in the evening, then again she used to see whether those little balls are dried up or not. While coming, all the women were now tired and loaded with, and they still talked, so that they may frighten the crocodile and they may reach the other part of the river safely. At this time, the sun was off, and less visibility was there. So Sibia stepped on to the first stone and then to the next. So and she used to make the bunch of the sari just like a pad on which they used to carry the paper grass. Then at the same time, Gujar woman came down with the two ghadas to fetch the water from the river, clean water, and suddenly she was within a yard of the crocodile when he attacked at her, and both the ghadas went into the river, and then that crocodile attacked her and he slashed at her leg. He pulled at her leg, and then what happened? The jaws of the crocodile were too strong, and so she could not escape herself, that Gujar woman. But she clutched one of the timber log to save herself, and that log jammed between the two stones. Boulders means two rocks, you can say. With that, she screamed, and same time there was lot of blood spread in the river, and Sibia sprang immediately from boulder to boulder, means from rock to rock, just like the rock goat. She reached near her, and she used her hay fork to hit one of pointed edge of the hay fork hit the crocodile's eye, and other scratched his horny cheek. Then next, that crocodile immediately got ready for the attack, but then as he was hurt, so he immediately disappeared from that place. And then Sibia dragged that woman out of the water. She stopped her wounds with the sand, and then she bound them with the rag, means torn cloth, and then she took her home to the Gujar encampment, and from there the men, they made a litter to carry her to for the treatment. Litter is a kind of one taking a person on the four edges, and then Sivia went again back to get her grass and sickle and folk from near the river. But now what she saw near the river, she saw the blue weed in the river. Then in her wet form, perfect, even paced, ready for use, the sunset shuffled about inside it like a gold dust, and all her went up in the flames. So she was very happy that she got a blue bead, and she tucked her in her skirt against her tummy, and she went back. And then while coming, it was dark. Mosquitoes, they were making sounds. Even tuskless animal, elephant was there, but Shivya was not thinking of any of them. And when she reached home, her mother scolded her, okay, where were you? And then Shivya told her story that something she found that was blue bead for her necklace. Thanks.